Welcome to the Lechtich Parsha podcast, where we delve into the Torah's timeless wisdom and uncover uplifting and empowering lessons tailored to the challenges of our generation.
Good day, Erev Shabbos. I hope you had a wonderful week. This week's shir is sponsored by my dear neighbors, Tuvia and Sarah Grama of Monsey, New York, in honor of the marriage of their daughter Tova to Ari Spray. May they be zeicha to build a bayis nema b'Yisrael. It was such a beautiful chasna. It was an honor and privilege to be there, and I thank you for this week's dedication. Thank you to our corporate sponsors, the Haas & Zaltz Law Firm, Meridian Senior Health, and Bluestone Brokerage. For future dedications to sponsor the weekly publication and podcast, please reach out to 845-367-2959. I heard the following story from a Bechil Spiro on a Vayimayin video. The story is incredible. Its relevance to the Parsha is perfect, and its message is so timely, and I'd like to share it with you. There's once an Israeli younger man named Rav Michal Raful, and Rav Michal had a relationship with the Panovich Rav. And one time Rav Michal saw that the Rav was going collecting, and the Rav ended up going down a certain block where there was a big, beautiful mansion, and he was going up the stairway, the path to the door, and he was about to knock, and the Rav Michal happened to have been behind the Panovich Rav, and he said, "Rav, I suggest you go elsewhere to solicit funds for yeshiva. We've had a very bad experience at this particular home. There's a lady who lives here, and she's very stingy. She's not going to give any money. It's a waste of time. Turn around and try to make some money elsewhere. But this is definitely not the place that you are going to have any hatzlacha." Unfazed and undeterred from Rav Michal's advice, the Rav was determined, and he persisted. And Michal was very curious to see how the events would unfold, and he asked the Panovich Rav if he can accompany him on this interaction, on this meeting. And the Rav nodded, and so they went. They arrived at the door, the Rav knocked, and the lady came to the door. The lady started talking, welcomed the Rav in. The Rav kept his face averted from the modestly dressed woman, and despite the potential distraction, the Rav maintained his modesty and composure. And as the conversation unfolded, Michal was just watching in shock that the lady's acknowledgement of the Rav and their dialogue was positive. And while the Rav kept his focus on the ground the entire time, nevertheless, to his greatest surprise, the lady went, got her checkbook, and wrote an enormous check for the Panovich Yeshiva. Far more than she ever gave, than they expected, and it was truly incredible. Both the Rav and Rav Michal were completely astounded by the generosity that they've just experienced, and Rav Michal was simply unable to hold himself back from asking the lady what's going on. So he said to the lady, "With all due respect, I don't understand. We've came here many times. I came here personally. Others have came, and we've never been successful. And the Panovich Rav over here, he came, his head was down the whole time. He wasn't really mechaber you. He looked away from you. He probably made you feel uncomfortable. Yet, you decided to write this enormous, gracious check. Any explanation? What's the reason?" And the lady answered him a life-altering response. She said, "Don't you see how pure this Rav is? He's not looking at me. I know you're thinking that if he does look at me, I'm going to give him more money. But you are tremendously mistaken. Look at him. He's an ish tahar. He's a holy and pure man. And when I give him this money, I am certain that it is going to a good cause that I want to be a part of and that I want to support." This story underscores the importance of always remaining cognizant of the Ratzon Hashem, of the Torah, of what's mandated of us under all circumstances. The rules don't change. We can rationalize until we're blue in the face, today till tomorrow. The Torah is the Torah. Ratzon Hashem is Ratzon Hashem. And these tzaddikim, the Panovich Rav, this story isn't just a beautiful story, but it reminds us our core values and beliefs, that Hashem runs the world, and that with emunah b'tachon we can conquer what seems to be unconquerable. We can reach the summit of the mountains that seem impossible to reach, because Hashem can do absolutely anything. Anything is within His control. There's nothing out of His capacity. There's nothing that's not possible. And in this story, this exemplifies, this depicts how he wasn't willing to give up on his Shmir Seinayim, how he wasn't going to be charismatic and warm and open up, and he was going to stick to his guns, no matter what price he would have to pay. If he'd walk away embarrassed, with shattered hopes, that wasn't part of the equation. It was Ratzon Hashem and Ratzon Hashem, and nothing else involved. And we see the fruits of the labor over here, how Hashem did not let him down. And this isn't a story to tell us that whenever we give up for Hashem, we're always going to get repaid. But this is definitely an example of the times where when we give up for Hashem, Hashem stands for us, He shows up for us, He takes care of us. Karv Hashem l'chol kairav, as we say every day. Hashem is close to those that call to Him. L'chol eshe yikru'uhu be'emes, to those that call to Him in a genuine way. And when we act in such a way, when we act with such resolve, determination, and resilience, not willing to bend under pressure for money, for kavod, and we stay on Hashem's side, Hashem is going to take care of us. In this week's parasha, we encounter the ephod, the breastplate that was worn on the Kohen Gadol. And the Torah tells us that there were these beautiful, magnificent stones. The pasuk says, "Vayasu es avnei hashoyam." They made these stones, musabos mishbetzei zav, petuche chaysam al shmais b'nei Yisrael. They were stones of remembrance for Klal Yisrael, set upon the shoulder pieces of the ephod. The question is, what are these stones of remembrance? They're beautiful stones, and they represented the Shvatim. Reuven, Shimon, Levi, they were all represented with stones on the ephod. But what's this element of remembrance? And the Chassam Sofer writes, an unbelievable pshat. While the simple understanding is that these stones are a reminder to Hashem in times where we need to access and need to evoke heavenly mercy, extra rachamim, an extra dose of kindness and compassion, and Hashem remembers that we're precious stones and He should take care of us. Says the Chassam Sofer, it's just the opposite. These are stones, these are gems, sapphires, rubies, that we, Klal Yisrael, are collectively meant to look at, to be cognizant of, and remember that we're all stones, biyad yitzreinu, in the hands of our Creator and the Creator of the whole entire world. Melech Malchei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. On the one hand, this is a tremendous responsibility. It's an achrayus to be a stone of Hashem, to live up to that honor, to that glory, to being pristine, holy and pure. But at the same time, it's a reminder of how cherished, beloved, coveted we are. There were literally these gems, these beautiful heilige stones, cut out perfectly in the hands of Hashem. And this reminds us how loved, how cared for we are from the only and truest source of love, kindness, and compassion. While life is full of tests, those tests aren't just nuisances, but rather they're opportunities to become greater, to become holier, to become elevated and exalted. And we always, not just the Panovich Rav, not just Tzaddikim, we all, throughout traverse through life, encounter Nisyonis. We encounter these ladies when we think we need to make money and we need to act a certain way and we need to come up with chaps, how we're going to do it, how we're going to overcome, how we can bend the rules and rationalize Maraheter. These things happen. We remind ourselves when we look at the ephod, when we look at those beautiful Avnei Zikaron, and we remind ourselves how holy and pure we are, where we come from, where we're going. There's no need to rationalize, there's no need to bend the rules, because Hashem has it all planned out. Hashem orchestrates everything. We don't need to come up with those chaps. We don't need to come up with those ways to get around legal loopholes. Hashem will take care of us. Hashem will provide Yeshuas. And as we're fighting a big battle physically, Hashem should protect us, save us. We're all fighting collective wars every day, every second. As we go into Purim, we're fighting the Hamans, the Achashverosh in our lives. They're always trying to take us down, but we have to remain triumphant. We have to remain determined. And we remember how pristine, how beloved and cherished we are, that we're all gems in the hand of the Creator. That will serve as a reminder how we can overcome anything. We don't have to change. We don't have to bend. We can just be ourselves, Heilig Yidden, and live up to that, even through the challenges. And Mirz Hashem, when we give up for Hashem, when we show Hashem how devoted we are to being pristine, to being Heilig, to overcoming, Mirz Hashem in turn will save us and provide us with Yeshuas Nechamas, protection and redemption from our pain, from our battles. Let us overcome the one we're going through as a nation, as a people, and to overcome and to become empowered by the ones we're fighting collectively as individuals and become the greatest we can all become. I thank each and every one of you for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and I wish you all a wonderful Shabbos.
I thank each and every one of you for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and I wish you a wonderful Shabbos.